Hey guys, welcome to the show. Happy Sunday Funday. Welcome. Okay, all organized here. All right, look, everything looks good on the live stream. Lights are on, sound is on, music is playing. We are live. Welcome everyone. It is. I don't even know what time it is. 7 o'clock in the morning in Sri Lanka. Comfy. Got myself a new chair. New comfortable chair. Oh, so nice. I've been shopping for one for a while. I'm just getting it adjusted, fixing the adjustments. It's a Corsair T100, something like that. I paid 82,000 rupees. It's about 160 bucks. But definitely worth it compared to the other one I had, was a little uncomfortable in the seat. Guys, I am Sri Lankan semi-retired with mom and dad. We've got Terry in the house. Chris is in the house. Terry, welcome. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're staying warm, nice warm. Terry was met up with Terry just last month here in Sri Lanka. What an awesome guy. Just, thank you so much, Sherry, for all of your support. I'm going to email you shortly. The house was done. Floor was put in, the charity house. The floor, concrete floor. I saw the pictures. Although the pictures quality is not very good. I don't know why they don't know how to take pictures. I don't know. Maybe they don't have a good camera, but they're really bad quality. The floor was put in, the windows and doors were put in, everything looks fine. The people are so happy, the family is so happy. So thank you again, Terry. Truly appreciate your support. Chris, one of my newest and friendliest subscribers. Chris is always commenting on the videos that he's watching. Truly appreciate your support, Chris. Chris, can you remind me again where you are from? I'm going to start writing these down because, honestly, my memory is the worst. Okay, so Terry, you're from Vancouver, if I remember. Chris, you can remind me where you're from. I'd appreciate it. I just had my coffee and breakfast as well. And one of the charity house. Let me tell you, you guys gotta check out that video and see what that house was like. Like, honestly, that human beings could live like that. I don't understand. Darren, my good friend Darren, all the way in sunny Australia. It is summer in Australia now. Well, sorry, spring, because you are south of the equator. And I saw Darren and his lovely wife had dinner with them just a short while ago. Darren, thank you so much for your buying me a coconut. I truly appreciate that. Chris, I remember now. Yes, you're in England. Just writing all these down. My cousin is from Slough. I think she's from Slough. I gotta remember where she's from. My cousin Rochelle. You're gonna be meeting. You guys will meet her in December. You've seen her before. She's been on the channel before. So she is coming to Sri Lanka in Christmas. My brother will be here at Christmas as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I just had for breakfast, so let's see. Chris, you said you are having breakfast egg hoppers and fruit. That is a good breakfast to have in cold England. I would assume it's cold there today. It is chilly here today. What are we at? What temperature are we at today? 26 degrees in the house, a little cooler outside because my room is always warm because of all the computers. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, I know. This one. Because it's the microphone? Yeah, it's the microphone. That's why. Don't hang your left arm out too far. I need to get a green screen. I have one, but it's not big enough. So right now, this is what it looks like. So the walls are green, right? But let's see if I do put the green screen up. See, it's not green enough for their green screen, please. That doesn't work. Let's try adjusting that a little bit. Because I hate that where I disappear. Well, maybe this one is okay. Yeah, maybe this is okay. Let's see. Still see my side. That's what I don't like, you see. I like that all to disappear, so we'll just stick with this one for now. I am going to buy a green screen and hang it behind me, a big one, right? Because I hate it when my hands disappear, like my head, or when I bend down, I disappear, right? Like, look at my arms disappear. Also, this camera setup doesn't allow me to zoom in, so I can't set it up the way I want, which is a pain in the butt. Yeah, I had breakfast. I had papaya with granola, curd, and a little bit of treacle. So I'm on a diet. Well, that's not on a diet. That's my diet. That's what I eat on a regular day for breakfast. I will have like very low calorie healthy food. And then for lunch, I'll have very heavy on the vegetables with a tiny bit of rice and some protein. No sugar. I mean, coffee, obviously, with one sugar, no cream. But then dinner, I usually don't eat. I fast, or I'll have something. But yeah, let's see. I have a ton of work to do today. So busy. So we're going to talk about how to live life happy. Oh, snow, brother, let me tell you, it's 0 degrees in Korea today. And class earlier this morning, I was talking with a student. And he says, yeah, it's so cold. And I'm like, I don't even know what that's like. Like, it's 27, 26, probably 25 degrees outside. And I'm cold. We have a typhoon or whatever you want, tropical storm off the coast, the East Coast, and they've issued a warning for the next 3 days. Heavy winds and rain for the East Coast and heavy winds for the rest of the country. North and East, heavy ocean water, like waves, don't go in the water, etc., etc. Even on the West Coast yesterday when I was in Colombo, the ocean was rough, like more rough than normal. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, for joining the show today. I really appreciate it. So we're going to talk about let's take a look here. Let's talk about, how to live happy. I did a video a couple days ago about that. I have a lot of great comments from you all. And one of the videos really went viral for me, for my channel. And I had a bunch of new followers comment on it. And I want to say thank you for that. But the comments were like, that I hit the nail on the head, that these are important things. So it is true, but it's true for me, not for anybody else. Okay, so please, always in my videos, don't take everything I say as gospel. It's just, it's just me talking about my life. I went yesterday, and when I went shopping for the chair, I went hopping around to a bunch of places to check things out. When I went for lunch at Majestic City, I went across the street to the Gold Reserve, and I talked with a very nice man over there about buying gold. And it's very interesting in Sri Lanka. Just so you guys know, financially, I like to diversify, which is what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to diversify. So I have money in savings accounts, I have money in stock, I have a little bit of money in cash in a savings account, liquid, and then I want to buy gold. Until such time as some opportunities arise where I can take my money and invest it in something else. I mean, I'm doing quite well. On average, I'm doing about. So this year, I'm probably up 20% on the year on my stocks and my savings. That's not going to continue because those savings accounts expire next January, and I'll have to put them in for the lower interest rate. The interest rates are going down. The stock market is going to plateau. So gold is a safe bet. So I talked with the guy, and he said, you can buy a gold bar, 100-gram gold bar, and let me hold one. Oh my gosh, that thing was nice. It's this big. It's like a small, I'm gonna say, like, a double bubble for my friends who are, from the 70s and 80s, about the size of a double bubble chewing gum, that square piece. But it was interesting to hold. I mean, I've seen them before, but there were 2 units you could buy. The raw gold piece, it's stamped, and then a QR coded one. He says, if you buy one, they're both exactly the same, will both pay you the same, except one has 18% tax and one doesn't. The 18% tax comes with all the paperwork required to export. The other one has everything except the export paperwork. It has all the paperwork showing it's real and everything like that. They didn't allow me to video or take pictures inside. And he said their fee was around 5% to sell it back. And he was saying, if you're doing this just for profit, I said for, diversification. I explained to him what I was doing, what I just said. He said, buy this, don't buy the coin, buy this, put it in your safe deposit box and come back in 3 years. So great. So Darren, I'm not up on the grams and ounces. I don't know what the difference is, but when I do eventually go, I'm going to be doing a lot more research. I'll be doing this. I'll be buying about 200 grams worth. About 200 grams. Minimum 100, maximum 200 grams. That's how much money I have to buy, to invest. Depending on where the stock market is at that time and what the interest rates are, I want to balance out, 20% in savings, 20% in stock, and then 60%, 50% in gold, and 10% in cash. That's how I want to diversify for the next year. The good news is the government. So Darren, I'll figure out which ones have the best price, so that 28 grams to the ounce. Okay, that's good. So buy 1 ounce. I need to find out how they sell them. So I'll figure that out. And once I do that, I'll look at the cost, and where a lot of people forget to do is they forget to see what is the sale fee. Gold is gold, no matter what it is. Gold is gold. Whether you have 100 grams or 1,000 grams or 28 grams, gold is gold. It's the fee that you have to pay. And this is where the research comes into play, and you have to make those calculations. Like, for example, let me give you an example. Like transferring money overseas. Is it a fee per transaction, or is it a percentage on the amount you transfer? So don't transfer $1,000, transfer $10,000 if it's a one-time fee. If it's a percentage, then it doesn't matter how much you transfer. Whether you transfer $1 or $1,000, you're going to pay the same amount. Whether it's one transaction or 100 transactions, you're going to end up paying the same amount. So that's why my my transfer account is a percentage of how much I transfer. And then again, in my bank, it's from 0 to 1,000 is one percentage, and then from 1,000, 5,000 is another percentage, 5,000 to 10,000 is another percentage. So these are the things that you guys need to look out for, which is going back to how to live happy. How to live happy is basically to have your financial house in order. Okay. Australia sells a lot of gold, makes a lot of gold, but he said it's no trouble for him to buy 100 grams. Says, if you come back to me, I'll buy it from you, no problem. And that's what I was thinking. And there's no gold ETFs on the Sri Lankan stock market. You can't buy gold on the stock market. You have to buy the physical property. I'm not. Hold on a second. Let me double check that. Okay. As far as I understood, I did speak to my broker. I need to double check what he said, whether there are ETFs. I don't think there are in Sri Lanka, but I have to check that, right? And I don't want to start back in the Korean stock market. The problem is in Korea, there's too much tax, and there are too many fees because the market is saturated. In South Korea, everyone has money and everyone is investing. The Korean mind is, I will borrow money to make money. There were people who were selling everything to buy crypto back in the day because there is a South Korean bubble where crypto was more expensive in South Korea. So they would buy it overseas and then sell it in South Korea. But then what happened was, the reason it was higher in South Korea was because of all the fees. Everyone takes their little cut in South Korea. So it adds up. Like, you try to rent a house, you have to pay every brother and sister on the planet to get that contract. It's ridiculous, the fees that are charged in South Korea. So Darren, I got to figure out what to do. I could just have my American friend do it for me, but that's something I'm going to have to research. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll definitely look it up, because I'm the kind of person who likes to squeeze out every penny. I hate waste. And there's a thing called leaving money on the table, which I hate. And but on the flip side, I don't want it to be too complex. And honestly, I don't want to deal with the Americans. Yeah, crypto is a scam. Everybody's making money except the people who are buying the crypto. Now, I do have crypto, but I didn't pay for it. It was given to me. And I was involved in this play for crypto game that was really popular in the Philippines 4 years ago, called Axie Infinity. You play this Pokemon style game and you earn coin. And instead of buying my own characters, which at that time cost $3,000, I was given I was leased an account. So I would play it every day for about 90 minutes, and then you run out of energy, so you can't play until the next 24 hours. And I had to give 40% of my take to the owner. And I ended up cashing out in cash every month over $1,000 a month for 3 months until the coin fell. And I stopped playing and canceled my account with them. And I still had 10,000 coins. And at that time, their highest value was about $1,000. The coin was trading at about 30 cents at its peak. And I ended up, at that time, I should have cashed it out. It was about $1,000. And now it's worth about 30 bucks. But I did not pay a penny for it. All I did was play this game when I was on the subway for 90 minutes a day. I actually wanted to play more because it was such good money, so easy to monetize my time. And that's what I was looking for in those days, how do I monetize my time? I'm on the subway, I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting at home, I'm doing nothing. How can I monetize my time? So I did that. So that's the only coin I have. I would never buy Bitcoin or anything like that. I would never do any of those things because it's just gambling. Even stock market is gambling, but it's a calculated gambling. You based on the long-term fundamentals, companies that have dividends and companies that are like, a telecom, a brewery, the electric company, the bank, those aren't going bankrupt and they're not going to stop making money, even in a recession. They're not going to stop making money, maybe just less, but they're not going to stop making money. So that's why I've invested in those. They don't make a huge amount of profit, but I have a really good broker and I've done some research. And the Sri Lankan market moves very slowly. And that's one of the things I like about the Sri Lankan market. It's so slow that I can, as a beginner, I can actually take the time to look at it, research it, and see what's happening, who is doing what. I mean, when you have one security that is trading less than once every 2 or 3 days, but then, how are you going to sell them? That's the other concern. But I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, my stocks are over 30% right now because they were undervalued. And that's what I did. I bought stocks that were undervalued, underperforming, and they went up. They shot up. I bought before the election, and now all those shares are up. Even though the market fell for the last 3 or 4 days, after weeks and weeks and weeks of positive gains, it fell a few percentage points, but I stayed kind of flat. So, and the stocks I bought are dividend paying stocks. So, again, diversify. How you be happy if you become financially independent. Yeah, Chris, you look at Elon Musk, he doesn't buy crypto, but he has Dogecoin, and the problem with these is that one person says something, it affects the coin, right? So, and Darren, you know what? I'm kind of bullish on the market. All the indicators are optimistically bullish. We're going to have a rate announcement soon, and we're going to get rated up by Fitch. The president did a U-turn on renegotiating the IMF, so that's a positive. He's cognizant of the sensitivity of the economy, so he's not going to rock the boat, so that's a positive. The credit defaults, what did my broker tell me? He told me, where are we here? Here he is. He told me there's going to be a further interest rate cut. Debt swap is in 3 weeks. Ratings upgrade in 2 months. And between December and March, consumers spend a lot more because of Christmas and because of expats returning for Christmas and spending money and bringing in cash. So he's saying next 6 to 12 months will be optimistically bullish, and he's saying I should look into hotels or central industries if I want to diversify. Yeah, Terry, crypto is good for those who are who have a lot of money, right? And you see these guys on YouTube saying, "Oh, I'm a crypto bro. I can help you earn money on this," because they've invested in these crypto exchanges, which are the ones who are making money. Everyone who is promoting a crypto has a vested interest in the underlying technology. Either they have their hand in the pumping and dumping, as Chris said, or they have invested in the exchange that is buying and selling these coins. So, overall, I agree. And, but where I bought in on an undervalued share, I think I'm insulated a little bit. I have a strategy which I'm going to play out, and I haven't invested a lot. Over the next 4 months, so by March, my plan should show itself, and at that point is where I would either sell or invest more. But for now, I'm pretty happy with my returns, and even if the market goes down 20%, I'll still be up. So, I'm not overly worried. Anyway, yeah, financial freedom. And this is beautiful, because I finally, after so long, I have the financial freedom to play with money. I don't think about how much is in the bank account because there's enough to play with. I don't just go out and spend whatever I want, but I don't worry about money. I don't stress about it. And that's how you live happy. You have to stress about, oh, I can't spend money on that because I don't have any. Or if you have enough money in the bank that you don't have to worry about going out for dinner. I'm not talking about buying a new car, buying a house, spending money on luxury items. No. That's not what I'm talking about happy. What I'm talking about is, I want to buy a couple of t-shirts. All right, let's go. I want to go out for dinner, $100. Steak, just for me. That's, once a month, not every day, okay? So, I mean, I'm not that rich. But, I'm splurging a little bit on the vacation. Oh, the vacation, I'm so excited. Lady Sarah finally bought her tickets. Oh my God, that girl is crazy, but I love her. So she changed the flight, her flight, she didn't change. We were supposed to go to 7 days in Vietnam. Now she's only doing 6. So which means I have 1 extra day in Bangkok. So I'm flying from Colombo to Bangkok, and we're going to Pattaya. She's returning to Korea. Then 3 weeks later, I'm going to Bangkok, flying to Phu Quoc, Vietnam. And then she's flying direct to there and then flying back. I am flying back to Bangkok, and then from Bangkok, I'm flying to Colombo on Sri Lankan Airlines, because I bought my round trip on Sri Lankan Airlines because I have points, so I got business class. And that was the best flight for me, because trying to fly from Bangkok to Phu Quoc with any other, trying to fly from Phu Quoc back to Colombo was a nightmare. It was just impossible to fly back. I couldn't find a flight that I wanted or liked or was even feasible. It wasn't like 26 hours. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna make my own flight. Now here's the problem: long connection. So previously I would have had to fly out on Saturday night, land in Bangkok at 6 p.m. and then fly out at 9 a.m. the next morning. So 9 hours layover. Not a huge layover, but what am I going to do in the airport? So what I was planning on doing is not getting out of the airport. I would have stayed in the airport hotel and just slept, because it's nighttime, right? I would have gone for a nice dinner in the airport, and then gone to one of the little capsule hotels and just sleep for 6 hours, wake up in the morning, go to the lounge and have breakfast, have a shower in the lounge, and then go for breakfast, and then get on the plane and come home. But now that I have a full 30 hours, because I'm taking the same flight back, because Lady Sarah, there's only one flight out from Phu Quoc to Korea. So we're still taking the same flight out, just 24 hours earlier. So that's what I'm going to do. And I found a hotel that I'm going to stay at, which offers a beautiful room, the tallest hotel in Bangkok. I can't remember the name of it. And they offer here's the funniest thing. You guys are going to laugh at this. I was looking at the discounts that they offer, like the packages and everything. And there was one for if you're over 55. And guess who's over 55? This guy. So I got a 15% discount. Plus, I got a free, because of the room level I'm getting, which is the highest level, they call it sky and space. So I got the space floors, which are on the top floor. I got a junior suite, 60 square meters, and it was with breakfast, $85 a night, which is not bad, $85 US. And it includes the airport shuttle, picking me up and bringing me back to the airport. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to chill out and relax on the rooftop. They have a beautiful rooftop pool on the 82nd floor, so that's going to be an adventure. And Terry, I am leaving Sri Lanka using Gold Class. This is another offer from Silk Route. They have Gold Route, not Gold Class, Gold Route, which is where Silk Route is business class, Gold Route is first class. So I'm going to experience that for content. And also I want to see what it's like. Like, what is the difference? Is it worth $200? Whereas Silk Route is only $50. So I'm going to see, is it worth it? Guys, can you just give me 1 second? Sorry about that. So, yeah, the rupee, there's positive sentiment around the rupee because of the Sri Lankan economy and the government's position on the IMF. So Darren is, and that's true too. What Darren is saying, that's a fundamental. That's going to happen. But if they insulate the rupee against that, if they've already allocated the funds, that may not force the rupee down. May not, but I don't see it doing it that much. Yeah, there is a separate entrance. So let me show you. I've seen the entrance. I've never gone through it. You can't get into it. So when you arrive at the airport, Terry, where you went in was the airport here. Where is this place? So confusing the way they've changed everything. All right, so So this is the entrance here, okay, to the airport. And right here is the security, this area. Can I draw on here? Oh, I can't. All right. So right here where it says Sri Lanka duty free, right? This is the security gate down here, okay, where you go through the cameras, okay? And then there's a wall here. Then you enter this is the arrival, this is the departure area. And right here is where you made the left turn to go in, okay? And then this is your Silk Route departure terminal, okay? Over here, in this area, there's the gold route, VIP. And you'll see it says VIP or gold VIP or something. It's either here or here. It's before. Is it after security? I think it's here. Or maybe it's over here. Forget where it is. It's not there. Do I pass it before or after? I have to go back in my videos and see. It's either here before security or it's here. Yeah, it's here. It's here. It's right here because this would be where it is right here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the gate right here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm 90% sure it's right here in the middle between the arrivals terminal and the departure terminal. So this is the departure terminal. This is the arrivals terminal. This is the new gate. Yes, right here. I'm 99% positive. It's in between the two terminals. So whereas Silk Route is at the beginning of the departure. Right here. This is the Silk Route entrance. These photos are old. Google Maps hasn't updated, but this is the entrance to Silk Route. Right after security, there's the security. Wow, these pictures are old. Oh no, these are new. That's strange. Anyway, so that's Silk Route. Oh no, these are old. This is 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah. So this is Silk Route. And then if you continue on past departure, you'll see that. Yeah, you took the Silk Route, okay, which is the one that I wholeheartedly recommend to everyone to take. Okay. What are old age pension discounts, Chris? Is that what you're saying? OAP, I'm going to assume. And 1/3 off train travel, free bus travel all over the UK, and free medical. I'm going to say old age pension. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Silk Route departure all depends on what time you're leaving, and also depends on whether you're flying business class or not. So this is how I rationalize it. It's $50. Okay. If I don't have to line up, that's my time, and it gives me lounge access. Now, if I'm flying economy, that's what I'll do. If I'm flying business, then it's not really worth it. Right? It is definitely worth it on arrival for two reasons. After you land, you don't have to go walking through customs and immigration, lining up. Okay. But you do, well, immigration you do, but you get to go through the diplomat or crew line. You don't line up. And you don't have to go waiting for your bag. You just sit in the lounge, you have a nice tea and some biscuits, and they bring your luggage to you. Definitely take care of you. Um, and it's just, you know what it is what I say is that when you're flying, you want the easiest experience because you don't want to be stressed or exhausted on the other end, right? So that's what I say. Russell, thank you for joining. I truly appreciate it. Russell, I think this is your first time chatting with us. Can you tell me where you're from? I truly appreciate that, letting me know. And yeah, you know, Terry, it just, you know what it is that it's not having to go through all of the crap that is in air travel. And I don't mind paying a few extra bucks. And the $100 round trip for Silk Route for arrival and departure is $100 well spent, let me tell you. Serendip Lounge, Sri Lankan Airlines lounge is okay. It's okay. I'm not going to say anything because I've flown Emirates, I've flown Etihad, I've flown Singapore Airlines, I've flown Cathay Pacific, and you know, good on you, Sri Lankan Airlines, for trying. But yeah, it's okay. It's an okay lap. Yeah, Chris, I kind of figured. I keep forgetting, Chris, that you're. See, I think you're senior to me, if I recall. But the reason I don't think of you as older is because my friend, someone I know is named Chris Berry, and he is a younger guy that I met in Korea, an army guy. So. When I hear that name, I think of a younger guy. So that's why I keep forgetting that as I recall, you were a little older than me. You know, Terry, I like to give my business to Sri Lankan Airlines as well. The problem being is that the money is not being used properly, and unfortunately the long haul flights are not good. There is a risk. They just had to cancel a whole bunch of flights to India because of a maintenance issue with one of their airplanes. So I had to cancel a whole bunch of flights. Now I'm flying a short haul, so the A320s are newer, and they like to use the leased plane that they have from Air Belgium. Last time I flew to Bangkok, I flew on an A320. Actually, it was a leased A330 from Air Belgium, and I was surprised. I said, this is not a Sri Lankan Airlines airplane. And because everybody's speaking French, so I started speaking French. Everybody's speaking French, and they were like, "Oh wow, you speak French." I'm like, "Yeah, you know, it's great. I get to practice. I haven't practiced in so long." Then I looked it up and seen that Sri Lankan Airlines leases from Air Belgium, which is another semi-bankrupt airline as well. So the crew and the plane. Yeah, you know, I'm a little biased, but aren't we all? And it's not the airline that needs to get it together. It's the management. The staff are great. I always have a wonderful time with the staff. The food is what I pay for. The seat is what I pay for. You know, I'm not going to, you know, it's not Emirates where the level is expected to be higher. Okay. But, you know, it's a 3-hour flight to Bangkok. Now, let me tell you a trick, Terry, okay? Let me tell you a trick that I have been using for the last 15 years. When you fly, you have to register your points card. So when I started off, I joined, I never flown Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines, Malaysian Airlines, Sri Lankan Airlines. I always flew Air Canada. Okay, so I had Air Canada points, but I gave those all to my brother because I don't fly that airline anymore. Now that I'm living in Korea, or I joined Korean Airlines program, Oceania program. And then when I was flying to Sri Lanka, I was originally flying Malaysian Airlines. I flew Emirates once. Malaysian Airlines, then when Malaysian Airlines started getting into trouble, I started flying Singapore Airlines, Cathay Pacific, so I joined their program. I don't fly enough to get points, a lot of points, but I joined the program because those are loyalty programs are the ones that get upgraded first. I've been upgraded. I got upgraded on Cathay Pacific to first class. Now, it was from Hong Kong to Korea, 2-hour flight, 3-hour flight, not a big 2-hour flight, not a big deal, but still, I got upgraded. And what I do is I put Doctor, my last name. And they always call me Doctor when I get on the plane. I said, no, just call me Sam. And I say, I'm not a doctor medical, I'm a doctor of math. So that nobody comes to me for somebody has a heart attack. That would be crazy, right? And so, and I'm always, they see me videoing and everything. Yeah, I have a small YouTube channel. I'm just doing this for fun, I'm documenting my travels because I, blah, blah, blah. And they're, oh, that's so great. It's so fun. And I'm like, I'm just having a great time. And, and especially when you're flying business class, they're like, they treat you a little differently, right? So it does make the difference, especially when you're kind to them and you're laughing and you're saying, you know what, take your time. There's no rush. Just do whatever you guys have to do. And I always bring them a little treat, Yeah, Darren, you're so right. It's just never going to happen. It's not, they're either going to have to be bankrupt and get bought out, or they're going to something's going to have to be done. Hopefully this government will do something about it. Unfortunately, I was just reading just yesterday, I was watching the story about the failure of Sri Lankan Airlines with its debacle with Emirates. They were profitable. And then the former president canceled the deal because he couldn't get they wouldn't let him kick off people so that he and his family could fly. It's such a pain in my ass. It is a good thing. Now, one of the benefits, one of the reasons why I love flying Sri Lankan Airlines and why I take the gamble in flying Sri Lankan Airlines is because of the bid on an upgrade. So you can buy an economy class ticket, which I did, and you can bid like $150 for an upgrade to business class. But I ended up paying like $700 for business class seat, where it would cost me like $1,200, $1,100 for a business class seat. And I don't think it's so much the government has given up on it, because the new government is has a vested interest in it. I've seen their proposal for revamping national assets, and they just need the money and the time. Yeah, I'm flying regional. I'm not flying, long haul. Like Darren, you're flying from Australia. Chris, you're flying from the UK. Terry, you're flying from Canada. These are 24-hour flights. I'm flying 3 hours. I could fly Air Asia for $200, but I'm not sitting in a box for 2 hours. Not even for 3 hours. No, I did it once. I'm not going to do it again. Although my Air Asia flight was nice, I had fun, I don't like it. I prefer to treat myself with an upgrade. And Terry, it's the same thing with Air Canada. You know, when Air Canada took over from what was the previous airline? I can't even remember. We used to have two airlines. You know, WestJet came on board, and now I think they have another one like WestJet, but everyone is complaining about it. They call it the Frontier Airlines of Canada. That it's really, really bad, or the Ryanair. They were. Air Lanka was amazing. I remember flying Air Lanka. And Darren, you're right. You know, it won't be adequate. There are more pressing matters internally. You know, get the roads fixed, get the infrastructure fixed, reduce the cost of the spending on military. But hopefully, the new government will focus on the corruption, try to get rid of that. They're going to run into the unions. And the criminals and the established government workers who don't want to give that up. But you know, we have to start somewhere, and we have to think positive. And that's how I am. I think positive, and I don't think at all. I don't care. Honestly, I don't put a lot of energy into it. I just think, you know what? They know what to do. They just have to do it. And if they don't, well, they're going to get voted out. I mean, the president has already lied once. And I told this to Mom and to Desmond. He said he was going to renegotiate the IMF and the creditors. And yesterday, he said, no, he's not going to. Now, he gave an excuse, which is a legitimate excuse, but it's still a lie. I don't want to say the word lie. He went back on his word, which is a lie. Right? He said he was going to do something and he didn't do it. Now, I agree with him not doing it because it would hurt the economy, but he still did it. Yeah, Canadian Airlines. I remember them. I mean, I lived in Canada from 1975. I flew Air Canada out of Canada. When I left Canada, I was looking at what flights I could take to Korea. And I wanted to fly business class. It was going to be my first time ever flying business class. Because up until then, I had only flown the Caribbean on like economy and premium economy or whatever. I never flew international. And so I wanted to fly business class. And let me tell you something. I had been looking and looking and looking for flights. And even back then, I was this big research guy. You have to remember, this is 2007. And one day, this commercial came on TV. And it just, even today, it gives me goosebumps and a lump in my throat to think that I was thinking about going to Korea. And I'm thinking about what airline should I take. And then this commercial shows up on TV. And even the music and the style, even though it's not Korea, it was so poignant. It was so amazingly like, Sam, this is your signal. This is your sign. You have to go to Korea. So here's the commercial. I'm gonna play it right here. Let's just take a quick look here. Now, backgrounds are all like Asian, like Hong Kong, China, whatever. This is Hong Kong.
Designed around you, the Executive First fully flat bed.
So you have to remember, this is 2008, 2007, right? And this commercial was promoting the first ever herringbone seats, and they called it Executive First. It wasn't really first class, it was an upgraded business class. herringbone. I remember booking these seats. I was freaking out. This is before YouTube. I would have loved to have taken that flight. It was Toronto to Vancouver. I had 2 days in Vancouver to visit my brother, and then Vancouver to Korea. And the people who had to walk through the business class to get to their seats are just looking at me on this 14-hour flight and just looking at the seat. I'm having a glass of champagne and I'm loving it. And they're just like, fuck you. And again, Terry, you know, like, if I were in Canada and I had to come to Sri Lanka, I would fly Etihad or Emirates or Qatar, because the level of reliability of their flights, I think, is important. When you're going that far, you don't want one leg of your trip to be disconnected, because it screws everything up. Yes, Darren, that's true. You know, the ingrained, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for the word. These people, their expectation of opulence, or the privilege that they feel, they're public employees. They work at the behest of the people. Unlike royalty, they're not. They are supposed to be average people who work for the people. And when your job is done, you go back. You're not better than everybody else. And that's what pisses me off. So I said during the election, I said to Desmond as a joke, I said, you know, if I was ever president, the first thing I would do is line everybody up and start shooting people. You know, I would be what is that guy in the Philippines, Duarte, or Venezuela, or whoever this is. Again, I don't watch the news. I don't really care. But, you know, you line up the bus drivers and say, are you going to drive safe, or are you going to drive aggressively? Oh, I'll drive any way I want. Next guy, are you going to drive safe, or are you going to drive? I'll drive any way I want. Third guy, you're going to drive. Oh, I'll drive safe. Good, you live. You know, just start doing that with the bus drivers, and then the street hawkers. Are you going to block the sidewalk? You know, are you going to do this? You know, something needs to be done, because what's being done isn't working. And it's true. I mean, in any country, even in Korea, it's alive and well. You know, and Darren is very outspoken, Terry. If you've ever met him, he will call bullshit to your face. That's why I love the man. The man is spot on. And you know, we're not discussing anything. I mean, I don't want to get too political, and we're not going to get into politics here or blame anyone. That's not what we're here to do, okay, guys? But I mean, you call the kettle black because it's black, okay? The snow is white because it's white. The sun is yellow because it's yellow. The Sri Lankan government is corrupt because it is corrupt. I mean, we're not telling anything wrong. Now, everyone is. Not everyone who works in the public sector is, but if that's because of a culture, and because of the cost of living, and because of the opportunity to make money. Eva Airway, I've heard of them. I've never had the opportunity to fly them. I'm going to assume that they're a Singapore-based airline, and that they're a middle-class airline, and not top, because again, I've never heard of them. There is, Terry, I just saw, was it yesterday? There's a new airline flying from Colombo to Singapore, a new low-cost carrier. I won't look them up because I won't fly them, but I doubt I'm ever going to fly to Singapore. I mean, the only place I'm going to fly, although Lady Sarah wants to travel to other places, which means I'll have to fly to Singapore to go to like Bali or Uh, I haven't looked at Bali, or I don't know if I'll ever go back to the Philippines. It's just getting to the Philippines is just so hard. For 1 week, I'm not going to go. If I'm going to go to Philippines, I'm going to stay for a month. That's my thing. If I'm going to travel, I'm going to travel for a month. Okay? I'm not traveling just for 1 week. I'm not spending all that money just to travel for 1 week. I'm going to stay a month, which is why this trip is 45 days long. Yeah, Darren, EVA Airways is Taiwan. I've heard of them, and they're pretty big. They're pretty big. Jetstar. Okay. Yeah, Taiwan. I want to go so bad. In May, I want to go to Korea for 3 days, and then with Lady Sarah, I want to go to Hong Kong and Macau, and then maybe Taiwan, because we have 5 days vacation. So like 2 days Hong Kong, 1 day Macau, and 2 days Taiwan, because 3 places I've never been, want to go. So, you know, flying is a very personal thing. It's a very personal thing. You know, if some people don't see the value or the need to spend any extra, and that's why low-cost carriers, budget carriers like AirAsia exist. That's why Cebu Pacific exists, because if you just want a seat and are willing to pay the cheapest price, they'll give you that seat. That's why they're making those standing seats. I see value in arriving comfortably at my location. Chris, you know, you're right. And I'll tell you, if I was in that position and I could get away with it, I would absolutely, because it takes a very strong moral fiber to not be corrupt. But if everybody else around me is doing it, why shouldn't I line my pocket? That's my thing. I doubt I would ever do it, being put in that situation. But I can see how it could be. You know, I doubt that these people go into it. Well, you know, like maybe certain families. I'm not going to get into it. Okay. But someone goes into it with, you know, good ideas, but then it's surrounded by all this corruption. You know? There's a very famous experiment some professor did. A bunch of students, isolated them, and he made half of them guards and half of them prisoners. They were all friends to begin with. They were all classmates. And after 30 days, the guards had devolved into authoritarian, brutal dictators because of the power that they had. Absolutely, human beings are power hungry, money hungry, and until we get rid of power and money, it will never end, because it's what we want. I mean, look at every single movie where the story is, I need to get to this, I need to get to that, I need to do this, I need to do that. It's all about power. It's all about money or sex. So, you know, the zombie movie, oh, you know, I got to get to my family because I love them. But, you know, my daughter just got bitten, but I'm not going to tell anybody because I love my daughter. It's all stupid. Humans are stupid. You know, I have a personal opinion. Not many people can agree with it, but I think it's a little funny. Thanos had the right idea. 50% gone. You know, solve the world's problems. But that just I'm just being silly. Okay. Coming back to how to be happy is not to watch the news. Okay. Because it's just, hi, good evening. I hope you had a wonderful day. Now let me give you a list of reasons why you shouldn't. That's what the news is. Mom watches CNN all the time, American news. I say, you're not even American. You don't live in America. Nothing's going on there. I mean, just stop it. Anyway. What else? What else to be happy? Have friends. Have have friends, have family, have something that can benefit you. Like, for example, I have my friends. I have Lady Sarah. I have my friend Jasmine. I have other friends from around the world who I get to meet. And that's one of the things I like to do. I like to travel because I want to meet my friends. Oh, this popped up on my Facebook. I gotta show you guys this. So this is Emirates first class. This is Emirates first class, all right? Sitting in your suite with a glass of champagne, in the lounge, in the airplane. This is the lounge in the airplane. Okay, at the back of the airplane, this is the A380-800, two-floor airplane. And this is the lounge in the back. And this is the shower. This is first class. I remember this flight. That was a great trip. I loved it. And they even pick you up in a limo from your home. And they gave me an apartment in. They gave me a hotel room in Dubai because I had a 24-hour layover in Dubai. See what else is going on here. So be happy, have friends, be in a relationship that. Well, I'm not in a relationship and I don't want to be in a relationship. That's my personal thing. I'm biased. I won't get into a relationship. I mean, even Lady Sarah, who is perfect, I would never get married to her or be in a relationship with her because it's not my thing. It's too much. The friendship we have and the relationship we have, perfect. We see each other 2 or 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year. We spend time together. We enjoy each other. We talk all the time. We have the desire to travel. And when we travel, we like what we do. It's not to travel to relax after working so hard like what other people do. Oh, I need a vacation from work. No. We travel for the adventure and for the companionship that we share. So that's the difference. So that's it there. Anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys. It's like the second hour, this chat. Really appreciate it. I'm on a new health kick. That's the third thing, be healthy. Focus on your health. So I have an app called, what's it called? MyFitnessPal. Now, it's free for the first 30 days. But you input your food. It connects to your Google Fit and to your Samsung Health. And it tracks your water, your exercise, and your calories. So you input your calories and it subtracts your exercise, tells you how much calories you have left for the day. So you can kind of maintain your caloric intake, because you don't want to guess at what you're eating. And it forces you to drink water. I'm drinking 4 liters of water a day. This is my first liter. It's only 8:30 in the morning and I've already drank 1 liter of water. I've been up since 6. So I have another 3 liters to go. And I'll do it. I try to get 5 liters. I'm going to the bathroom every 5 minutes. But I'm not as hungry. So yesterday I had eggs and toast for breakfast. I had a nice Sri Lankan lunch, and then nothing. Because I was drinking so much water, and my Sri Lankan lunch was amazing that I wasn't hungry. And I drank so much water that my stomach was full. Yes, Chris, I'm not saying that everyone else is wrong and I'm right. I'm saying I am right for me. And right there, material things. I have a video coming out next week called Living Simply. And it shows, why do we need to have the latest S24 or the latest watch or the latest toys and gadgets? Now, again, I get them because I want them. I like them. Okay? I can afford them. I don't have to have them. But this phone I bought, and the reason I bought it is an investment. And and I am not going to buy a phone for at least 2 or 3 years, if that. There's going to have to be a valid reason why I'm going to upgrade that phone or change it. Chris, stop being a clown, okay? I will continue talking until you guys leave, because there's no reason to end the live stream until I have another 1-2 hours, okay, before my next class. So I have 90 minutes of class in 2 hours, and then I got to work out, and then I have like a break, a couple hours break, and then I have classes in the evening, Korean time evening. It's afternoon here in Sri Lanka. It'll be like 3:30 in the afternoon. That's the difference. Is I live on Korean time. This new chair, get it broken in. I'm still figuring out the placement of the lumbar, the placement of the seat. Feels like it's, I don't know. Figure this out. Anyway. Like how much lean do I give it? Where do I put the headrest? How do I lean it back? How much do I lean it back? Because I'm always doing this. I gotta stop doing it. Let me turn on a fan. It's getting hot in here. I do have to get more water. That video looks funny with a chair on the beach. Yeah, so I'm doing a video. Let's see, what are the videos for next week? Living Simply, past lessons and the mistakes I made, and why I love to travel. What is it about traveling that re-energizes me? Tuesday, I'm going to a comedy show, and I'm going to meet up with a Korean-Canadian friend of mine who lives in Korea. He's coming here and headlining a comedy show here in Sri Lanka for a charity. And we're going to the Monarch International, where we just had dinner a few nights ago with my dad's nephew. So he is my grand cousin. We share the same great-grandfather. That's how far removed we are. So my dad, his uncle, this is his son, his nephew. So he's very close, he's related closely to him because he's met him before. So along my grandfather's, my dad's father, so my dad's father's brother's child, I met him and his son. So he is my grand nephew, and his son is my grand cousin, or second cousin, or third cousin, not sure. But we share the same great grandfather. We don't share the same grandfather. My grandfather, his name will end with my brother and I. We are the last boys of my grandfather, my dad's dad. Now, there are boys from there are male children from my dad's brothers and sisters. Sorry, from my dad's sisters. But the name will end with my brother and I because they obviously don't carry the family name. The bloodline will continue, but not the family name. The family name will end with my brother and I. From my grandfather, my great-grandfather, his name will continue. His bloodline will also continue. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 or 5 cousins from my grandpa. So his bloodline will continue, but not his name. So it was interesting to meet other Pelpolas. There aren't that many on my grandfather's side. There's a lot of them in my great-grandfather's side. That family was huge, but not a lot from my dad's family. My mom's family, it's huge because they had 5 brothers and sisters and like 15 cousins. So there's a lot on that side. So yeah, family, money, health. Those are the 3 things that you need to do to be happy. And those are the 3 things I need to be happy. So I have my family, I have my health, and I have money. So it's what you do to achieve all 3 of those that are key to your success. What family is important to you? What money is important to you? Chris, you nailed it on the head, you know. How much money do you need, and do you really need that phone? You really need that Gucci handbag? Who are you trying to impress? You know, rich people don't look like they're rich. That's why they're rich. Family. What constitutes happiness in your life? You think having children will make you happy, then go ahead and do it. Won't make me happy. It'll make me miserable. Being in a relationship won't make me happy. It'll make me happy for a little bit, but not 100% of the time, which I am right now. 100% of the time I'm happy. Am I lonely? Yes. That's why I have friends and family. And that's why I'm so desire my vacation, because it erases that loneliness and it recharges me. It doesn't make me, oh, now I'm alone again. It doesn't make me depressed. It re-energizes me for the next trip. And the thing is that as time goes on, by next year, Lady Sarah and I will probably be vacationing full time, or at least 6 months of the year, 3 months in spring, 3 months in fall. Summer and winter, summer she'll spend in Korea, and winter I'll spend in Sri Lanka. Hopefully she'll get out of Korea in the winter time, because she shouldn't live there in the winter. Winters are awful in Korea. but I'll be spending more time with her. And I'm talking with Jasmine to see what she wants to do. I mean, she's the kind of girl who needs a boyfriend. She has one. She's never alone. She's always has a boyfriend, long-term boyfriend. But I mean, her boyfriend's a nice guy. I like him. It's just he's younger than her, and Jasmine's a little crazy. She is a good kid. I mean, she's not a kid. She's 35. Is she 35, 34? Can't remember how old she is. She's been a friend of mine for like 8 years, longer. She was one of my VIP guests from my original, right? And so she followed me to V1, and then when V1 closed, we kept in touch as friends, and we used to hang out during the COVID. So she's a good friend. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the live stream, but she's planning on coming to Thailand to visit me alone. Her boyfriend can't come because he's working. She doesn't work. She's well off. Her family's very rich, so she doesn't have to work. She likes to work, but she doesn't work for very long. So she said she wants to come. She's going to let me know on Tuesday. Now, I planned it so that she will come for 10 days at the end of my vacation there, so that I have a week alone in between Lady Sarah and Jasmine, and then Lady Sarah again. So I'll have a week alone, a week to 10 days alone, where I can go hang out with my friends. Because I have friends in I have Alex, I have Dylan, who live there. I have Q-Dot, who's a good friend from, he's a friend of a friend from Korea. So, yeah. Terry, thanks again, brother. I really appreciate it. We're gonna wrap up here pretty soon too, because I gotta go. I want to get some exercise in, and then take a quick nap before my class, because I was up early this morning because of a class. And I want to thank you again, brother, so much for your support and your love. We'll see you on the other side, brother. Yeah, so I will really hoping she comes, because I will take the time off work. Now, here's the good thing about Jasmine is that she doesn't like the sun. Well, she has lupus, which is a blood disorder or something. She can't get a lot of vitamin D. She can't be in the sun. So I said, this is perfect. You can come and you can sleep all day, and we can go out all night. And I can work in the mornings. I was planning on working during that time anyway. And my classes finish at 4 o'clock. Thailand's 2 hours behind South Korea. So I finish at 4 o'clock. We can go out in the late afternoon. It's on 50 block sunscreen. In the late afternoon, we can go out and do indoor. We can go-karting. We can go to the shooting range. We can go to the lion park. We can go to the aquarium. We can go to the beach, but she has to like cover up completely. It's just like she can't do it every day. She can do it once and then take 3 days of rest. But she will sleep indoors all day. She likes to sleep. That's what she does. She sleeps all day. She's up all night. So, and whereas Lady Sarah doesn't like to go out and party, Jasmine does. So we'll go out to the club or the bar and drink and hang out with people at night. She loves doing that. And I enjoy that about her. That's the difference between the two personalities. Each one has something that I enjoy. But that if I took Lady Sarah to a bar, she wouldn't like it. She doesn't enjoy it. She hates it. She'll do it because she knows I like it. But I limit it to like maybe once, and only for like half an hour for a quick trip. Because I like to socialize. But Jasmine doesn't like beaches, doesn't want to go swimming, doesn't want to do anything. She wants to, but she can't. Terry, we'll see you, brother. Thanks again. Thanks for joining and thanks for participating. Truly appreciate that, brother. Terry, great guy, man. Let me tell you, meeting him was so much fun. So much fun. I have met 4 people from the town here in Sri Lanka. So great. Chris, we need to sleep. Another good chamois. I know, Chris, you need to sleep. Yeah, it's early for you, brother. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Must be. Enjoy your time. Stay safe. Stay warm until we see each other. I think, Chris, you said you were coming in January. I think you said you were. But we'll hook up the next time. Okay. Thanks again, brother. We're gonna wrap it up here soon anyway. So, like I said, the friends that I have, maybe Anuj will be coming. Maybe Tim will come from Philippines. Anuj is in India. He might come. Tim is in Philippines. He might come. Dave is in Philippines. He might come. Michael is in Korea. He might come. Who else? I might get the twins, these female twins I know from Korea. Hejin and Herian, they might come. Who else? Yui is not going to make it this year. She has too much work. She came last year. Had a super fun time with her. Johnny can't make it this time. He's saving up for a car. He knows that if he comes, he'll spend way too much money. I'm not going to tell him not to spend money. Oh, I know I forgot to say something. I did a huge cleanup of my Facebook. You guys got to check this out. Facebook just deleted or deactivated millions of accounts that were scammers or spammers or fake accounts or whatever you want to call them. So if you go into your Facebook, now I don't know if you'll see it on mine because I've deleted everything. So you go to friends and you go to all friends and then you go down this list and you'll see one with a white, no picture. Okay, that means that one was deactivated. Now I've deleted everything. Okay, so I went through my list and I deleted every single person I didn't know, or I never interacted with, or I don't want to interact with anymore. So if you see something like this is a deactivated account. Now this one is not deactivated, but she hasn't posted, but it's an old high school friend. I'll just keep that for a while. So most of the accounts that I delete, they're all gone. So the ones I kept were my high school friends and the friends I made in Korea. The ones I deleted, so I'm down to 600 friends on Facebook. I had 2,500. And most of them were people from the club days who I don't interact with anymore. I don't speak to these people anymore. So I deleted them. I got rid of those accounts. And when I was going through it, I could see all these white ones and it says this account has been deactivated. If you unfriend, you will have to refriend if this person reactivates their account. So they've done this. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do that on Instagram because Instagram have 8,000 people. So Instagram is a little different. Instagram I do only for communicating with people. Whereas Facebook is more of my diary where I keep things for the future. So I think that's what I'll do is pare down my Facebook and increase my Instagram. Instagram has a lot of fake bot accounts and stuff like that, but I don't care. I don't look at Instagram. I barely post on Instagram. It's all Facebook. So yeah, that was an interesting thing that I'm not on TikTok or Snapchat or whatever. I have Kakao for communicating with friends in Korea. I have WhatsApp for communicating with friends in Sri Lanka, and Line for communicating with friends in Philippines or Thailand, and WhatsApp. So those 3 apps, and Messenger. So guys, I'm going to wrap things up today and say thank you again for joining us. Really, truly appreciate it. Click the like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Please, truly appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, then please buy me a coconut. And if you'd like to chat with me, if you'd like to chat and say hi, sorry, if you'd like to chat and ask me some questions about what it is that you can do differently, or what mistakes I made that you can avoid, you can buy an hour of my time by clicking on the membership page of Buy Me a Coconut, and you can purchase an hour of my time where I'll basically life coach you. I'll give you advice. You know, I'm not always right, but I have insight. Darren, again, truly appreciate your time, brother. Looking forward to seeing you again, and let's catch up next time you're back in March, I think you said. And have a safe summer down in Australia. Support the channel. You know, watch an ad, watch a commercial. That helps support the channel. It is monetized. We're up to how many? We're up to 55,300 subscribers. And last week we had a really good uptick with videos. Predominantly Sri Lanka and India are climbing the viewership. So I'm really appreciative of everyone from the homeland watching. Thanks again, guys. Wrap it up here for you today. We'll see you all on the other side.